everyone, it's Hannah from Story Kids. Welcome back. I am so happy to have you here. If you've missed any of our recent episodes, they are linked in a playlist right down below this video, and you can also find them on our Story Kids YouTube channel. Also right down below this video are links to our Facebook and Instagram pages for your parents, guardians, or friends to check out so that you can find out when new videos are posted, let us know any videos or stories that you want us to read, and keep up with all of the cool Story Kids things that we're doing in the future. So my goal for this summer is to read you and share with you 2 or 3 stories every week. And it has been so much fun to get to share them with you so far. I hope you've been enjoying them as much as I have. And I have a really fun, really silly story for today. So today we are going to be reading a book that's called Gerald McBoing Boing. How silly of a name is that? So we see on the cover that it says Gerald McBoing Boing, based on the Academy Award-winning motion picture by Dr. Seuss. So a lot of times you might know that books are turned into movies, like The Wizard of Oz, or the Harry Potter books, or the Hunger Games books, lots of other books that I'm sure you've heard of that are turned from books into movies. But this book was actually turned from a movie into a book. And it's a movie that Dr. Seuss made. I'm sure you all know who Dr. Seuss is. He's a very famous author. And it's a very fun book. So I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a fun one, it's a silly one, and it's going to be a good one for this lovely Tuesday afternoon. So this is Gerald McBoing Boing with pictures adapted by Mel Crawford. Adapted meaning that it was once an animated movie, and Mel Crawford changed the pictures from animation style to a style that is printable on our page. And we're going to talk about something really interesting with this book, and I'll tell you what it is. Here we go, Gerald McBoing Boing. This is the story of Gerald McCloy and the strange thing that happened to that little boy. There's Gerald and his parents. They say it all started when Gerald was 2. That's the age kids start talking, at least most of them do. Well, when he started talking, you know what he said? There's a bug, sorry. He didn't talk words. He went boing boing instead. "What's that?" cried his father, his face turning gray. "That's a very odd thing for a young boy to say." Oh my goodness, boing boing. So, as you might know, Dr. Seuss, who wrote books like The Cat in the Hat, and The Lorax, and One Fish, Two Fish, and Green Eggs and Ham, all of our favorites, loves to write books with rhymes. And we've talked a lot about rhymes like to and do, and said and instead, and gray and say. We've talked about rhymes and patterns before on Story Kids, but I have something even better that we're going to talk about today with Gerald McBoing Boing. Here we go, back to the story. And poor Gerald's father rushed to the phone and quick dialed the number of Dr. Malone. "Come over fast," the poor father pled. "Our boy can't speak words. He goes boing boing instead." If you see something sort of buzzing around over here, there's a little bug that will not leave me alone. I'm sorry if it's in the camera. "I see," said the doctor. "It's just as you said. He doesn't speak words. He goes boing boing instead." Oh my goodness. I wonder what's going on with Gerald. "I've no cure for this. I can't handle the case." And he packed up his pills and walked out of the place. Gerald's parents look so worried. Then months passed, and Gerald got louder and louder, till one day he went boom, like a big keg of powder. So first he went boing boing, and then he went boom. Can you guys say boing boing and boom? I bet you can. Although that's not how we talk. It was then that his father said, "This is enough! He'll drive us both mad with this terrible stuff. A boy of his age shouldn't sound like a fool. He's got to learn words. We must send him to school." I bet your parents sent you to school when you were that age too. Mine did as well. Or your guardians, whoever takes care of you. So, Gerald marched off, an obedient creature. Obedient is a good word. That means he follows directions. But he soon was back home with a note from the teacher. "From Public School 7 to Mrs. McCloy. Your little son Gerald, a most hopeless boy. We cannot accept him, for we have a rule that pupils must not go cuckoo in our school. Your boy will go honk all his life, I'm afraid. Sincerely yours, Franny Schultz, teacher, 1st grade." Gerald's making more noises. Oh my goodness, can you remember what all of them are? First he went boing boing, and then he went boom, and now he's going cuckoo and honk. Good gracious. And as little Gerald grew older, he found when a fellow goes bam, no one wants him around. When a fellow goes squeak, he won't have any friends. For once he says clang, 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 all the fun ends. Poor Gerald. "Nya, nya," they all shouted. "Your name's not McCloy. You're Gerald McBoing Boing, the noise-making boy." That's not very nice. They were making fun of him. Poor Gerald decided that he had no place at home, in the school, in the whole human race. Aw, man. And so he concluded that, drear and forlorn, he would just disappear in the thick of a storm. But as he was boarding a slow-moving freight, a voice from the darkness called out, "Stop, boy! Wait!" Who do you think it is? Who's the voice? Guess we're gonna find out. "Aren't you Gerald McBoing Boing, the lad who makes squeaks? My boy, I have searched for you many long weeks. I can make you the most famous lad in the nation, for I own the Bong 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 radio station." Oh my goodness. He's going to put Gerald's talents to use. That is so cool. "I need a smart fellow to make all the sounds, who can bark like a dog and bay like the hounds." Your gong is terrific. Your toot is inspired. Quick, come to bong, bong, bong. McBoing Boing, you're hired. Now his parents, proud parents, are able to boast that their Gerald's clop, clop, bang, oh, clop, clop, bang, like a horse and a gun, is known coast to coast. Wow. Now Gerald is rich, he has friends, he's well fed. 'Cause he doesn't speak words, he goes boing boing instead. The end. Did you like Gerald McBoing Boing? I thought it was such a great story. And I have 3 things I want to tell you about Gerald McBoing Boing really, really fast. The first is that there's this long, complicated word that's called onomatopoeia. It's a very long word, but it is all of the things that Gerald does. So onomatopoeia is a thing that we use in books and writing that I don't think we've talked about. Maybe we did with the book Zin, 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 a Violin. I'm not sure. But I don't think we've talked about it in a while, at least. And it's all the noises that Gerald makes, like crash and bang and boom and boing boing and bark. Any noise that, or any word that is written like the sound of a noise. So for example, the word achoo is written to sound like a sneeze. Or the word bang is written to sound like something falling or crashing. And the word, what was another one? Clop is written to sound like a horse's feet. So onomatopoeia is a really cool, we call them devices, a really cool device that you can use when you want to add sort of like sound effects into your writing. Isn't that cool? So that's the first thing. The second is that there is something called Foley art, which is what Gerald ends up doing. Those are the people who make all the sound effects on the radio. They use their mouths and they use different props that they have to sort of make sounds on the radio, in movies. So sound effects are a whole job. I bet some of you didn't even know that. But that is what Gerald McBoing Boing does. He's really good at it. And I bet some of you are too. So you can try going or whoosh, and make some wind or some noises with your mouth, with your hands, your body, or things that you have around the house, provided that your parents or guardians say it's okay. I would love to hear your sound effects. And third, of course, it's so important that we value our friends' talents. Nobody thought that what Gerald did was special. They all thought he was weird and they made fun of him, but really, his abilities were so cool, and they meant that he was really good at something so unique that people hadn't even thought of. So if you are thinking that something you do is different or not like your friends, or one of your friends does something that you think is different, I bet you it's probably a hidden talent. And if you think about it and you work together and you think kind thoughts rather than mean ones, or rather than unfriendly ones, or rather than pointing people out for our differences, we can celebrate them for their differences because they might have a hidden really cool talent in them, and you never know. So that was Gerald McBoing Boing, based on the Academy Award-winning motion picture by Dr. Seuss. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I am Hannah from Story Kids. Keep on reading, everybody. Bye-bye.